Good morning, St. Michael's family. Monsignor Tim Chagru here. It is Friday, June 12th. I'm hoping that you continue to be well and safe as we approach the 3-month mark in our COVID-19 shutdown. The past 2 weeks have seen some creative efforts to recognize our St. Michael's school students graduating at their different levels, all carried out with appropriate precautions involving face masks, social distancing, etc. I commend the St. Michael's School administration and faculty, students, and their parents in cooperating to bring this unusual school year to a successful conclusion. I congratulate, too, our young people who attend Cranford Public Schools and are also completing the year under very challenging circumstances. We recognize those young parishioners who have graduated from Catholic and other private high schools already, and our parishioners who will be graduating from Cranford High, other public high schools, and the county academies in the next few weeks, as well as those who have graduated from college or been awarded graduate degrees. These weeks have also been marked with movement toward relaxing some of the restrictions that have been in place. And today I'm happy to announce that Cardinal Tobin, in response to Governor Murphy's easing of some limits on gatherings in houses of worship, has authorized a transition to phase 2 in the gradual and careful reopening of Catholic churches in the Archdiocese of Newark. Since May 17th, churches have been open for private prayer. In phase 2, which begins Monday, June 15th, churches may reopen for daily masses with a congregation of up to 50 persons. We may also schedule funerals, memorial masses, baptisms, and weddings, again limited to no more than 50 persons, a number which includes the priest and any other ministry-related personnel and volunteers. Accordingly, St. Michael's will resume the celebration of daily Mass with a congregation this coming Monday, June 15th, at 7 a.m. and noon. Mass will be offered Monday through Friday. There will be no 8 a.m. Mass or noon Mass on Saturday until further notice. Mass intentions scheduled for those times will continue to be offered privately by our priests. This will allow us to catch up with memorial masses that have been delayed, as well as baptisms that have been postponed during the shutdown, while observing all the requirements for cleaning and sanitizing the church. It's important to note that a number of mandatory restrictions will remain in place. Because of the limit of 50 persons total, it will be necessary to have a phone-in registration for attending daily Mass at either 7 a.m. or 12 noon. We don't want people to be disappointed or inconvenienced by arriving for Mass only to find that they cannot be admitted because the limit of 50 persons has already been reached. Pre-registering will also help us in the event that contact tracing becomes necessary. Please call the parish office, 908-276-0360, to request a spot for the Mass you would like to attend. One person may sign up for another person or persons who may be accompanying them, but all will count toward the total number of 50. When we reach the limit of 50 persons, you may be asked to sign up for the next available Mass. It will not be possible to sign up for a permanent spot through the week. Therefore, it will be important to sign up each day, a day in advance if possible, so that we can give everyone wishing to attend Mass and receive Holy Communion again the opportunity to do so. Please understand that you may not be able to attend Mass every day until the number of persons permitted is raised. I'm sorry for the disappointment that this may cause, but please understand that we are still battling the pandemic. Your cooperation is essential in observing all the precautions for your own sake and that of others, especially the most vulnerable. Other factors to consider as you arrive at church: please review the list of restrictions that will be posted. Please enter church through the front vestibule only, by the main front doors, from the side front entrance from Milne Street, or by the elevator lobby from the Mary Garden. The bell tower entrance will be closed. Hand sanitizing will be expected as you enter church. Pumps are available on the walls inside the church doors. Social distancing will be expected with 6 feet of space between persons except those from a single household. Pews in church have been roped off to indicate where you may sit. in the social distancing guidelines. For daily masses, only seating in the pews between the sanctuary and the baptismal font will be permitted to limit the area needing cleaning after Mass. The restrooms in church will be closed, again to minimize the need for sanitizing after each use. Please take this into consideration before you leave home. You will be checked in when you arrive. You may be asked to respond to some questions about your exposure or susceptibility to the COVID-19 infection. Face masks will be required at all times while in the church building, except for the priest when offering Mass and a lector while reading. The priest, too, will wear a face mask when distributing Holy Communion, which will be received only in the hand, not on the tongue. After stepping away from the priest, you may lift your mask in order to place the host in your mouth and continue back to your seat by a side aisle. Communion from the chalice is suspended until further notice, and extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion will not be serving for the foreseeable future. We do expect some additional guidance from the Archdiocese about resuming visitation of the homebound with communion. The church will be closed after the 7 a.m. Mass to permit cleaning. It will be reopened at 11:45 a.m. With pre-registration, there will be no reason to come earlier. After Mass, the front area of church will be cleaned again. The rear section of pews may then be used by those visiting for private prayer. The church will then remain open until 2 p.m., not 3 p.m., as has been the case recently. This helps us to manage things with our limited number of volunteers. Confession will again be available after the noon Mass, Monday through Friday, and at 7:30 p.m. on Monday evenings. There will be no confessions on Saturday. Confessions will continue to be heard in the altar server's sacristy, adjacent to the sanctuary, with face masks and social distancing required. Obviously, if you have any anxiety about returning to church at this time, we certainly understand. We will continue to live stream the noon Mass, Monday through Friday. And if you're exhibiting any signs of illness, a persistent cough, a runny nose, fever, etc., we ask you please to stay home. In time, we hope to be able to welcome everyone back to a more normal pattern of participation in worship, but for now, we must continue to sacrifice for the common good. I'm happy also to announce that Cardinal Tobin has authorized the start of Phase 3, permitting the celebration of Sunday Mass for the congregation as of the June 20th, 21st weekend, and we are preparing contingency plans for that. We expect to continue with the current Masses at 5:30 p.m. Saturday and 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, and to add a second Sunday Mass at 12 noon to allow for cleaning of the church after the 9:30 Mass, which will continue for the foreseeable future to be live streamed. However, we do not know yet the number of persons that will be permitted to attend each Mass. We hope to have that figure by the middle of next week. Because the number, whatever it is, will be limited to allow sufficient social distancing, though hopefully not as low as 50 persons, we will have to implement a pre-registration process as well for those wishing to attend a Sunday Mass. We expect to do this through a sign-up Genius form. Details will be announced when we receive word about the number of persons to be permitted. I want to encourage people who may wish to volunteer to assist us during these preparations. The number of people we can welcome back to Mass will depend on the number of volunteers we have. If numbers are high enough, then we may be able to offer an additional Mass or two, depending on the number of volunteers. I would encourage you to call in if you wish to volunteer. All volunteers must be certified in the Archdiocesan protocols for protecting God's children. And we have 2 sessions scheduled right here at St. Michael's for June 20th and June 27th. So please call the parish office if you are interested and willing to serve as a volunteer. We all look forward to the day when we can be back here in church together, and in anticipation of that, we encourage everyone to stay safe. Please watch the website and the Facebook page for further information about the resumption of Sunday Mass, June 20th and 21st. Let's make it a good day, everyone, and God bless you.